The reality behind Ireland's economic miracle. In the past 30 years, Ireland's economy has transformed dramatically. According to the IMF in 2023, Ireland's GDP per capita stood at an astonishing $145,000, making it not only the wealthiest country in Europe, but also one of the richest globally. This figure is more than 3 times that of its closest neighbor, the United Kingdom, and surpasses even countries like Singapore, Luxembourg, and Switzerland. However, the reality on the ground paints a different picture. Despite impressive GDP figures, the average annual income for an Irish resident is roughly €1,000, a far cry from the lofty $145,000 per capita statistic, placing it closer to nations like France or Italy. While this is a significant improvement compared to 30 years ago, Ireland is far from the economic utopia some might believe. Ireland is currently grappling with a severe housing crisis marked by record levels of homelessness and a lack of available rental properties. In 2023, only 959 homes were listed for rent in the entire country, which has a population of over 5 million. Surveys indicate that 70% of young people aged 18 to 24 are considering leaving Ireland for better prospects elsewhere. This paints a stark contrast to the image of an economic paradise portrayed in media reports. So why do commentators get it so wrong? The reality is that while Ireland has made great strides since the 1990s, its success has been overstated through misleading statistics. The impressive GDP figures mask underlying issues, and the true story is more nuanced. For most of its history, Ireland was a relatively poor nation with an economy based on agriculture and exports, primarily to the UK. Economic hardship forced millions of Irish people to emigrate, seeking better opportunities abroad. Between 1820 and 1975, about 4.7 million Irish emigrated to the United States, a trend that included ancestors of notable figures like Bill Clinton and Joe Biden. After gaining independence from Great Britain in 1921, Ireland attempted to diversify and industrialize, but progress was slow due to protectionist policies. Things began to change in the 1990s with crucial policy reforms. Generally, countries can pursue 3 main strategies for development: liberalization, lowering taxes and removing economic barriers, capacity building, investing in education and healthcare, and industrial policy, promoting specific sectors. Ireland's rapid economic growth was fueled by a mix of these strategies. Ireland's transformation in the 1990s was driven by a sharp reduction in its corporate tax rate to 12.5%, one of the lowest in Europe. This, combined with low taxes on manufacturing profits and access to the EU single market, made Ireland an attractive destination for multinational corporations, MNCs. Companies like Apple, Amazon, and Google set up significant operations in Ireland, attracted by favorable tax rates and double taxation treaties, which ensured they were only taxed once in Ireland rather than in their home countries. This strategy led to a surge in foreign direct investment, particularly in electronics and pharmaceuticals, propelling Ireland's GDP growth. However, this growth is deceptive. The economic boom, heavily driven by MNCs, did not translate into widespread benefits for Irish citizens. Much of the reported GDP growth reflects the financial activities of these corporations, rather than genuine domestic prosperity. The primary issue lies in how GDP is calculated. It includes consumption, investment, government spending, and net exports. In Ireland's case, 2 components, investment and trade balance, are inflated by the activities of MNCs, without providing substantial benefits to the local population. Investments made by these corporations often do not translate into local job creation or economic development, unlike government-led investments in infrastructure. Additionally, Ireland's trade balance is skewed by exports reported by MNCs like Apple and Microsoft, which base their European operations in Ireland. While these exports boost GDP figures, The profits are often repatriated to parent companies abroad, offering little economic benefit to Ireland itself. The influx of multinational companies did create job opportunities, leading to a surge in net migration. Many of these new workers were highly skilled and well-paid, driving up demand and prices in urban areas. The resulting housing crisis has become a major issue for the country. Property prices have soared, and rental accommodation is scarce, largely due to inadequate policies and the financialization of the housing market. Social housing initiatives were scaled back in favor of private rentals, leaving many Irish citizens unable to afford a home. Given the disconnect between Ireland's GDP figures and the reality for its residents, economists have proposed alternative metrics. Gross national income, GNI, adjusts for profits repatriated by foreign companies, offering a clearer picture of domestic economic performance. Ireland introduced a specific measure called GNI asterisk, GNI star, to further account for distortions caused by MNCs. Using GNI asterisk, Ireland's economy ranks significantly lower, closer to countries like France and Italy, rather than Luxembourg or Switzerland. Actual individual consumption, AIC, another metric that considers household and government spending, also places Ireland lower in European rankings, indicating that Irish citizens consume less per capita than their counterparts in wealthier nations. Economist Paul Krugman coined the term leprechaun economics to describe Ireland's inflated GDP statistics, driven by its status as a tax haven. While Ireland's economy has undeniably improved since the 1990s, the impressive figures often cited in international rankings do not reflect the everyday experience of its people. Misleading statistics obscure the reality of life in Ireland, where income inequality and a severe housing crisis persist. While Ireland may not be as wealthy as GDP figures suggest, dismissing its progress would be unfair. The country has seen substantial improvements over the past 30 years, transitioning from an agrarian economy to a hub for global corporations. However, the benefits of this transformation have been unevenly distributed, and significant challenges remain. In conclusion, Ireland's economic miracle is real but overstated. The nation has prospered, but not to the extent implied by conventional measures. For a more accurate assessment of its wealth and well-being, we must look beyond GDP to metrics that account for the realities of modern Ireland. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video and want to stay informed about the real stories behind the world's biggest headlines, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to Global Vision. Your support helps us dive deeper into the hidden truths and bring you fresh, unbiased perspectives on global issues every week. Hit the notification bell so you never miss an update, and join our community as we uncover the facts that really matter. See you in the next video.